you're at the Putting Your Business on the Fast Track Lead Generation and Lead Conversion webinar, you're in the right place. So I just want to make sure everyone's in the right place. So a little bit about me. Actually, I just want to mute. There we go, just so we don't get any background noise. My name's Dave Mason. I actually started my career off as a real estate agent back in '89. I sold real estate for about 12 years, did very well. By 25, I was doing well over 6 figures at a time when, back then, that was still a lot of money now. Back in 1991 or 92, it was a lot more money. I actually got started. I was one of the first people to use a computer with database marketing. It was at a time when there was no go to the title company and get the database. I used to drive around in my car, and I had a system for figuring out how to get the addresses into my database. It was manual. It took me a couple months, but I was the junk mail king. And I mailed postcards at a time when the world was flat, and everyone told me, Dave, that's unprofessional. You need to mail letters. So did I listen to them? No, because I saw there was an opportunity, and I went for it. So I actually used to send funny pictures. So I'd have people in the grocery store, they'd come up to me, what are you going to do next? So, 2 years later, I got my plaque here. I was also in the mortgage business. I've been a geek for 25 years. I love technology, but most of all, I love, what it can do for you in terms of having you be more effective in your business, just like it was for me. And really at that time, I was 22, 23 years old, extremely painfully shy. Like, people are, you're in the real estate business? How's that going to work? Because I couldn't even lead a silent prayer. No door knocking, no nothing. I mean, I literally made my business through the mail. Or through junk mail. That's how I did it. So if you're looking for a better way to stay in touch than this, you're also in the right place. And this is not so much a technology seminar. This is really about you and your goals. So I'm going to ask a question. You don't necessarily need to raise your hand or share it. But what are your monthly goals? I mean, do you have a monthly goal? In our business, we have a weekly and monthly goal as well as a yearly goal, so we know exactly where we are at and how we're doing. So if you don't have a monthly goal, it's probably something to work on. And we all have an idea of how many transactions would we like to do a month, or how much money would we like to make a month? And really, do you have a system to get those numbers? Do you have a system to manage your leads and prospects that's reliable, that's not going to take you all day, to manage? My system way back in the day, I had my computer, 20 megabyte memory, orange monochrome screen, and it did the job just fine. So, if you don't have a system, or if your system's not reliable, or it's just too clunky or confusing, you definitely want to, you're definitely in the right place. So on the left is my Palm Treo, which I think it was probably 7, 8, 9 years ago. It seems like a lot longer, but it really wasn't that long ago. I thought I was using the best technology in the world. And then Steve Jobs came out with the iPhone, and I didn't realize how bad what I had was until I saw what an iPhone can do. So, we really are at a point in this industry where there is a change in context. Palm Treo was a context. It was a great context. I could send an email from my phone, but that was about it. And then the world of apps came. That was a lot better. So what you're going to see today is a system that is very much like an iPhone. It's just very simple. It's not going to take a long time. It's very intuitive. So, just real briefly, our product, and I've got Dave Anderson on the phone. He's with LionDesk. We're going to, have him talk to us a little bit about how his system works and how we've created an integrated system to really pull ourselves away from the competition. So, I've got a little kind of a business 101 graph. I've got smart axis, not so smart, hard to use, easy to use. And I found Agent LionDesk really, we're just off the charts. So I've got iHome Finder, Diverse Solution, Flex, Superlative. Not to pick on anyone. I mean, they're good systems. They work. It just depends what you want. If you're really looking for a system to manage yourself and be effective with your time, we've got a smart system that's easy to use, and everything else kind of falls the left of the smart and not so smart axis. So, what you're going to see today, really very few people have even really looked at. So, problems with current marketing for agents: don't have time. I was a realtor. I was working a lot. When I was doing six figures, that was 7 days a week. I'd leave the house at 8. I'd get home at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and those were the days when you still presented a contract, at the table. So, did I have an hour, 2, 3 hours a day to work on that, on my advertising marketing? Not really. I'm not tracking my leads. I'm not staying in touch with my clients. Not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Back when I was an agent, there really wasn't that much to do. There was open houses, the paper, you did some networking events. You might have some parties to, connect with people. Very different now. The internet's really changed things. There's a lot of places that you can spend your time or waste time if you don't know what you're doing. There's no training, there's no support. There's really no system. There's just a lot of fragmented pieces all over the place. How do you pull them together? Saw this caption on a very prominent lead company online, and I thought this was a kind of a good tell. As an agent here, in 6 months, I've generated 267 leads and converted 8 leads into 8 listings so far. According to my MLS, another 20% of my leads listed with another agent because I didn't follow up. Well, I've had that happen to me. I'd drive down the street and I'd see somebody else's sign and a client. I thought we were clients for life. They were my client for life. My bad. I didn't keep in touch. So that cost me money. So this is really about, there's a few things that you can do that will make a huge difference in your business. One, follow up, and having an automated way to do that that's not going to be very time consuming. That's worthwhile. We also want to build our brand. It's tough to do when you're just setting up searches and working through MLS. And I'm not saying MLS is wrong. It's just you're not building any brand recognition or training people where to go for their real estate needs. So on the system we're going to look at today, we're actually going to show you how to create searches on your website outside of using MLS. So you're actually taking care of your client and actually taking care of yourself. I mean, as agents, we don't do that very often. We're taking care of everybody else, but do we really take care of ourselves and our own marketing needs? No. So we're gonna do two things at once. So, which is also how to get found in the search engines. So, let's just quickly set up a search on our website system. So we're going to go to, this is our test website. And let's pretend I'm an agent and I have a client who is looking for seller financing in Chandler, let's say. So this is logging into the website. It's very easy to do. It's a very simple interface. So we're actually going to set up the search right now. Let's do homes. Let's do homes for sale with seller financing in Chandler with a pool. How's that? Let's go a little crazy here. So, if you're going to send this to your client, I might type a little bit more information to tell them, just maybe there's things I want them to know about Chandler. It's near the freeway, anyway, whatever you think you need to talk to your client about, this is where you would, type that. And this is a blog post, and this will go into your website, and I'll show you how that works. So now we are going to actually create the post, and I could do it a couple different ways. So I could actually draw out the area that I want to search in. So actually, let's do, well, maybe we'll do another one. For now, I just want to put in city. So let's do Chandler. And I said I wanted to do seller financing, so I believe that's in new financing. So let's see. And we'll do a wrap in seller may carry for seller financing. And then we said we wanted a pool. And we'll pick out the options we want for pool. Let's do pool private, diving, fence, heated, lap, play pool. Solar equipment, sure, why not? Variable speed pump, don't even know what that is, but why not? Let's do it. I'm going to insert all this, whatever this code is. It's called a short code. Do I really care what it is? No, because the tool just did it for me. I'm going to pick a category. For now, I'll just do general. So a couple things are going to happen right now. One is I just made a search that I can send to my client. Two, I just made a piece of, I'll be making a piece of indexable content that will go into my website that the search engines can look at. So there may be somebody else that's looking for a property with seller financing in Chandler. I don't know, but it probably, you know, if one person's looking for it, usually another person is. Also, I can set, and I have this set up to automatic. When I click on this post, this is automatically going to go out to my social media. Now I could set it to have it just go out when I wanted, you know, when I wanted to, but this is just an easy way, and it's going to save me step for, you know, connecting with my sphere of influence on social media. So let's click publish, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to use this strategy for, you know, capturing your audience on social media without spending hours and hours writing content. And I'll show you what that means in a second here. So let's publish it. So first, let's take a look at, we'll go into my Twitter feed. Looks like it's still publishing. Okay, so let's go to my Twitter. And it automatically, oh, I don't think it picked it up yet. Homes for sale with seller financing in Chandler. It's right there. So it's going to take me to the website now. And there's actually one result. So actually, I figured there'd be more. But anyway, there is one. Now, what can I do with that? Well, like I said, this is all indexable content. So, you know, in the search engine, I did a demo the other day with somebody. He had a client who was looking for a horse property in 85260. So what you want to have happen is this. You want your website to show up in searches. This is one of my other demo sites. And horse properties for sale in 85260. The more of these posts that you're making, the better chance that you have to show up in search engines. You're also putting this out in social media as well. So let me just check. Let's see how we're doing here. Do you have any questions? Nope. Okay, so let's go back to let's go back to the slides. Again, you know, our goal is we've set up a search for our client, and you know, we now have a piece of content that can be found in social media. Some other strategies that you can do to really compel your audience to follow you is you can actually come up with, I call them real estate curiosities. People are interested in real estate, they're curious about real estate. The other day I caught myself looking at an article from the Phoenix Business Journal. Unconsciously, I looked at it because they were talking about what the most expensive neighborhoods were in Phoenix. So I clicked on that. So you could actually do the same thing. You know, I can add a new post for, and this is just a pure social media play, you know, to get people curious and drive traffic to your website. You could actually, you know, let me think of one right now. Well, let's say just what are the most expensive properties for sale in Scottsdale. Let's create the link. And again, I could draw out the area. Let's do Scottsdale. And price, let's just do 2 million. And max, we'll just do 100 million. And we'll click that here. Homes in Scottsdale, publish. And again, this went out to, it just went out to all my social media. And there's my post. And these will stay here forever. You never have to come and reset them. So it's going to give me the list of properties I just set up. So anyway, biggest problem for agents, in their marketing, they don't necessarily have enough time. I mean, we don't have to write the articles about how to get your house ready for sale, things to think about when getting your mortgage. Those articles will not help you get ranked. This type of article, anyone looking for this, they can find it. So the more you're working on your website and taking care of your clients, the more you're actually helping yourself. All right, so let's creating landing pages. So if you can create Facebook landing pages, landing pages for pay-per-click. Very easy to do. You don't have to be a software engineer. You don't have to call anyone. As easy as I just set those posts up, you can do. So you can actually take a blog post, and if you're looking to do paid advertising, how would I do it here? Where did I put that? I made a landing page. I think it's here. Anyway, here's a landing page. It's got some text, a photo. They can fill out a form, and you can make this however you want. It's very easy to do on our website. And here's the properties. So very easy to engage people in working with you. I can take this link, and this can go into Facebook, and I can now do paid advertising on it very easily. And I actually have on our website, I don't want to get into it too much, but on iFound Agent, I have the strategy all laid out under the how-tos. There's a Facebook ad tutorial, so creating the landing page and just the overall strategy, how to do that. So it's very simple. Actually, Facebook is, they know too much information about you. It's a little frightening, but good for targeting. If you wanted to target snowbirds for golf course homes under $400,000 in the golf course in Mesa, and you want to target people that are Chicago Cubs fans in Chicago, easy to do. Not rocket science, but we're not really going to cover that here. But I've got information on the website on how to do that. Some other ideas targeting for Facebook, and I've seen some really cool stuff coming out of our clients. So homes for sale with no HOA, homes for sale with seller financing, golf course homes in Mesa under 400,000, homes for sale in Silverleaf, guard gated homes for sale in Troon. I think you get the idea. It's really, I mean, you know the niches that you want to get found for, and that's really what there is to do. Again, social media, yeah, it's automatically connected. This is, if you want to do it manually, you can just maybe just want to pick Facebook, or you may not want everything to go out. We also have a custom, listing lead generator. So if you are looking to, have your client, or if you are looking to attract those seller leads, we have a really simple interface landing page to really go after those opportunities. So it's just a two-step process. Sometimes getting a squirrel out of a tree, you got to lead them, throw a few crumbs down before you get them out. So first step, I need to clear my cache. All right, let me open up Firefox. Sorry about that. All right, so anyway, so here's, I've just captured the address, and now there's an opportunity for the person to get an improved valuation. And this is how you get the the name, email, and phone number. And again, this is something that you could also put into Facebook. What's your home worth? I see those all the time. All right. So let's get back to my outline. And okay, so I've created a search. Let's go back to a previous post that I did. And let's get back to the post we originally did. So let's open that up. Now this is where this is where the fun starts. So I've got a connection to a CRM, LionDesk, which I talked about earlier. And this is really where it gets fun for staying in touch with your clients, and that's really where your business is going to really take off. So I'm going to click that post. It's automatically going to pull that link in. I don't have to copy paste, and I have options. And so I'm going to stop here. And Dave, I am going to, you are now the presenter. All right, Dave, you there?
I'm here, yes.
All right, so we're going to start you off on this screen here. So Dave is he's the owner. He's created LionDesk. Dave has an amazing background in technology. He was I'd say the Priceline.com of the cruise ship industry, built a huge business, and brought that passion and organization for managing data to LionDesk, and really has created something totally unique in the industry. So rather than me talk about it, Dave, why don't you take the reins? And I believe you have mouse control too now, so you want to test that out.
Can you see my screen, Dave?
I cannot.
Yeah, it's telling me that it's on air, and looks like it's not working
on my screen. Oops. All right. Oh, that's not good.
Can anybody see my screen?
Let's try this again.
Well, Dave, while we're figuring it out, so everybody, my name's Dave Anderson. The company, what we do is we are CRM, marketing, and transaction management, and we integrate very well with what Dave has over at iFoundAgent and our platform. And real quickly, my background, David mentioned it, I was in the travel technology business, but then my sister, brother-in-law are both agents and have been for a decade, and stepdad's a mortgage broker, and my dad's been a commercial and residential real estate guy for 30, 40 years or so. So I've always been around the business. I was just kind of the nerdy tech guy, and put this together for my family, and slowly grew. And we've got agents all over U.S. and Canada at this point using the system. Basically, the tools are the CRM. So if you've ever heard of like Top Producer or something,
I can't see your screen, Dave. So anyway, just had to control move I wasn't used to. So we're good.
Okay. So you can see my screen. Yes?
Yep. Yeah, everyone can see.
Okay, great. So perfect. So essentially, what we have, and I just put it over here real quick on our features side, contact management. You track all of your emails that go in and out. We have drip campaigns that include text messages. So when you get a new lead from iFoundAgent, like Dave was saying, you want to make sure that you're keeping in contact with your clients at all possible times. And with LionDesk, it allows you to actually see how often you're contacting your clients, those who you haven't contacted in a while, and we make it easy for you to actually see clients that maybe you haven't talked to. So the slide that David had shown in there in terms of 20% of the leads that you got listed with somebody else, with LionDesk, you can make sure, for example, that you follow up with your clients every X number of days, and these are all custom lists that you can create. So when you get a new lead, if you want to tag that person as prospecting, and make sure that you either send an email, you call, or you text them once every couple of weeks, if you haven't contacted that client within that specific number of days, it's going to show up on your dashboard that the contact may be slipping away from lack of activity. So instead of a lot of other CRMs, which make you go in there and try to figure out who you're going to contact next, we make it easy for you. And it's completely customizable to your business, so you can actually track everything that you're doing. And I'll just kind of show you one example, and then I'll pass it off to Dave just so you can kind of see how this works. This is the demo account, and so here's all of my clients. It's real easily sortable. You can see there's hot, there's cold, and then I'll just come in here and I'll say, show me everybody who I've tagged, which tags are a way to categorize your clients as someone who is in my soccer group, maybe the sphere of influence, and maybe a hot buyer. So then you just come in here, you filter your contacts, and what that's going to do is just give you the list of your contacts. It's going to pop back, and then at that point you can do any number of things. If you wanted to just go ahead and call the client, you can click the call button. If you want to text them, you can do there. If you wanted to even change the status,
the text is a big deal. I mean, the very few CRMs do the texting the way your system does it. It's awesome. So you can
it's very easy
to campaign.
Yep, you can set up drip campaigns. So there's a lot of functionality, and I've only got a couple minutes here to kind of explain it. But the idea is with what you do from when you generate the leads, you want to make sure you follow up on those clients, right? More deals are lost because of lack of follow-up than overly persistent follow-up. So you have to make sure that you may think you're following up on these people a lot if you're contacting them a new lead once a week, but that's not enough. In my background, with what we did on the travel space, we were calling clients, 7 times in the first 5 days. And it may seem aggressive, but other agents are doing it as well. So, with the tools and systems that Dave has, with kind of combined with what we're doing here on the LionDesk side, it's real easy to see everything that's going on in your particular client. You add notes, you add comments, you can see a full timeline of everything that's going on. So, I don't want to go into the whole thing because there's a lot, but it's actually really easy to learn, and just to throw this out there, we offer demos daily as well, 30-minute demos, and for the pricing on it, it's free for 30 days, and then it's $25 a month after that. So it's not an expensive system with all the features that you get in it. So beyond that, Dave, is there anything else that you wanted me to mention?
No, I mean, it's simple to use. I mean, if you haven't used a CRM, it's easy to use. And if you're using others or have used others in the past, I think you'll find this a refreshing, simple play on what you liked and what you didn't like, from the past. So I'm going to, let me see if I can, all right, let me flip back here.
I think I can flip it back to you, Dave. You're back on.
All right. There we go. Well, this is fun. I've never done this before. All right. So let's see. Let's get back to the presentation here. Yeah. So this is an integrated IDX and CRM. It's not a common thing. Plus, the way we are doing the data, it's going to save you a lot of time copying, pasting, which you don't really want to be doing anyway. It's costing you not having a reliable system. So, talk to me after. You can call me after if you still have questions. Sign up today. And we're actually including the lead generation tool that I looked at. It's normally $20 a month extra. We're going to include it. That was this to give your clients, a taste. Give them a taste to get them started thinking about what selling their property. We are doing a webinar special. If you sign up today, you get Found IDX plus LionDesk for $89 a month. Normally $104. That is a steal. That includes the IDX because we are the custom IDX vendor for Armless and have been for 5 years. And we're in Tucson and Prescott as well. If you've got anybody that's out of area. Yeah, like Dave said, if you want a LionDesk demo, you can just go to liondesk.com. They do them daily. And you can sign up at ifoundagent.com to get our services. And you can actually sign up for LionDesk at iFoundAgent as well. So that's a very simple process. We actually, our process for getting a website is painless. If you fill out the form today, we can have you a website in 1 to 2 days, as long as we have all the information from you. You know, it's just you know, a very simple form to fill out. Take you about 10 minutes. You'll have a website. It's very simple. So everything's mobile responsive, and it's just easy to use. I mean, that's the bottom line. If it's too hard, we're not going to use it. You know, again, I'm always going to go back to you know, this guy here. So I'm going to unmute everybody. So the formal session is over. So if you have questions, you can now speak. And I want to thank Dave from LionDesk for being on the call. Really appreciate that. You did a much better job with your product than I would have. So thank you. And
You're welcome. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?